Sneaky AF, and D&D AF. Okay, so here we go. Here's our adventuring party off on another adventure. And then suddenly the paladin spots something. Come on, paladin. There you go. She says, "Look! There's a little girl up there." And indeed, there is a little girl right up near the well. She pleads to the adventurers. She says, "Please, please, my brother has fallen down the well. And I need some help to get him out." Wizard's like, "Save the child!" And so we all decide that our adventuring party wants to advance further towards the well. Doesn't seem like a trap or anything, don't you think? So, of course, eager to help, our adventurers travel towards the well to the aid of the child, who says, "My brother, he's only 6. He fell in the well. Please, wizard, please, Mr. Wizard, use your magic to get him out." Let me take a look. Then suddenly, without warning, a small child transforms into a hulking, ogreish brute of a beast, of a thing, of a... Anyway, he's a big bad dude. He's in a big black cloak. He's got horns on his head, and he will decide to push this wizard into the well. Whoa! And the wizard falls. He can make a reaction to, maybe Featherfall, if he's got that going on. But he just fell into the well and is currently, at least for one round, going to be out of action. Yeah, now that the wizard's kind of out of the picture, at least for a second or two, this Oni decides that he wants to use his Cone of Cold. So he blasts y'all with a look at this. There's no way that I cannot catch. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, but I could basically line like it's a 60-foot cone. That's crazy, right? Or maybe I've got the wrong template. But in any case, throw the wizard in the well and blast him with a Cone of Cold. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty solid strategy, don't you think? Anybody that stands up and is able to keep fighting from that Cone of Cold, they're going to, of course, attack the Oni. Basically, his intention was to try and trap at least somebody, and basically he wants to eat you, but he's very sophisticated in the ways that he deals with that. He's a sneaky bastard. He's got other abilities like gaseous form to escape. He can do mirror image, I believe. Darkness, sleep. Cone of Cold, he can only actually do it once a day, but I mean, it's a great opener. Yeah, so he could use his Cone of Cold and definitely take out a few of these chumps just standing around in front of the well. Transform into or out of the form of a humanoid, a small to medium humanoid, kind of Japanese demon, giant thing, devil, beast, whatever. Yeah, hey, it's not his fault he was born that way. But, and one thing an Oni can do, and we'll get to that when we go through the books and stuff, is an Oni can regenerate. And that kind of sucks for the people that have to fight him. Yeah, the Oni is an awesome monster. One of my favorite monsters to use. It's a good one to surprise people with. Okay, so the Oni, originally in Dungeons & Dragons referred to as the Ogre Mage, first appeared in the Monster Manual, 77-78, Gary Gygax. So back in the day, they were called the Ogre Mage. So the Ogre Mage This is Japanese Ogre. So an Oni is a creature, of course, that does come from Japanese mythology. Maybe not quite like Gary Gygax envisioned one, but I think it was pretty cool. It's a threatening monster that, you know, well, okay, you've fought ogres before. They're basically just like big, hard-hitting sacks of hit points, right? But yeah, this one can cast spells. And since we gave him, you know, some spell-like abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, first edition, I mean, the Lawful Evil, they're 10.5 feet tall. All that stuff that doesn't really make sense in 5th edition. I should have read this a lot more before I actually did like a video on it. But where does it say? Right here. And create a ray of cold the same dimensions as that of a cold wand, which does 8 eight-sided dice of damage. That's a whole lot more in scale in 1st edition. 8d8. You know, when your characters had less hit points back in the day because they didn't have crazy 20 constitutions and huge armor classes. These guys, though, I mean, hey, I wouldn't want to fight that if I had 6 hit points or 8 hit points, or in some cases like maybe 24 at 4th level. You know, we're talking 1st edition D&D here. And yeah, he throws a cone of cold at you. He's got gaseous form. He can charm you, put you to sleep. Yeah, and then he's got this big ass spear too that he could like hurt you real bad with. And you'll see what I mean in later editions here. Okay, now the next time I saw them in 1st edition was in the Oriental Adventures Handbook. God, I really got, okay, 85, wow, okay. So, yeah, anyway, the Ogre Mage shows up in here somewhere. Where's the monsters, damn it? I really should have done my research. There we go. Oni, Lesser Spirit. So there's types of Oni. And I believe this tries to go deeper into the actual like history, mythology, and cultural significance of a creature called the Oni. Fictional creature, of course. Unless you believe that they're real. Yeah, there's common Oni, then there's Gozu Oni, then there's Meizu Oni, but it says they have like different types of heads. Yeah, that's weird. Like they have all different forms, and I believe that they're still just about as deadly. I don't see in here. I don't see the cone of cold ability. Now, this edition still doesn't distinguish the Ogre Mage from the Oni, and it doesn't even make the connection, but it uses the name Oni. Anyway, yeah, Oni were kind of a little bit of a different thing in this book. Moving on to 2nd edition, I think is when the first time when an Ogre Mage was also considered an Oni. Or I could be wrong. Ogre, half, Ogre, oh here we go. No, there's still Ogre Mage. And let's see, here's, I guess that's them. That's a picture of them right there. And I do see the cone of cold. 8d8, okay, 8d8, yeah, 8d8 can really F up a party as a solitary monster, and they usually are kind of solitary. Yeah, they can be invisible, they can create darkness, but I was mistaken because in this edition they're still called the Ogre Mage, or Ogre Magi is the plural. I kind of like that picture. It seems a little less scary to me, but you know, this one didn't even have a picture in it. But then you get Monster Manual 3rd edition, not 3.5. I don't even know if there is a difference in the Monster Manual. Now, this time though, no, they're still called the Ogre Mage. And the Ogre Mage, I always found 3rd edition stat blocks and descriptions confusing to read because they're all jammed in there. Sounds blah 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 blah, combat blah blah blah, spell-like abilities. Cone of Cold, gaseous form, polymorph self in sleep. Oh yeah, darkness, invisibility, charm person, cone of cold, gaseous form, blah blah blah. Still called the Ogre Mage. Then we get to the 3rd edition, Oriental Adventures. And we've got Oni in here, I'm sure of it. I gotta find him though. Let's see, what the hell is that? Oh, it's got a crazy... Wow. That's pretty freaking weird too. Okay, here we go. See, in this one though, oh my god, there's so many. The Oni. Shadowlands Oni. Then there's Oni. Common Oni. And then it shows you a picture of like these dudes right here. That's your most common Oni, I guess, right there. Still, I mean, this guy looks exactly, or maybe not exactly, but very, very much like the Ogre Mage in the 1st edition. Much better picture, slightly different weapon and color. But he don't have a Cone of Cold, so it doesn't really make him an Ogre Mage. Then there's special kinds of Oni. Oni is like a category in here. And there's all different kinds of monsters that are considered Oni. Like these guys, that's like, we're getting Cthulhu on these guys right here. Yeah, but they still just had them as Oni, and Ogre Mage seems to still be something separate. Curious, no? Then we got the 4th edition Monster Manual. Orcus on the cover. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you the years on any of these other ones. I think that's... yeah, I guess that'd probably be about 92 or 93, that's a guess. That'd be about 2000. That's about 2003, I think. And this would be 2008. The Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual. And I believe that... finally, they got it together, and they got the name right. Here we go, the Oni. Wicked ogre-like creatures, formidable magic powers, and being 4th edition rules, I don't understand any of them. I'm looking for where they can, I think, Oni Mage. So it's like an Ogre Mage, but they're like, oh, it's called an Oni now. But here's like the Mage variety. You can also have like just more beastly guys that don't really cast spells, or they have a few magic abilities, but not as much as this guy that's like a warrior kind of thing. They've still got their polymorph and all that stuff. Cool, they gave them cool pictures, and they retained their coolest abilities. Then, of course, we get to the 5th edition Oni. Okay, so I had to dig them out of my 3-ring bound 5th edition Monster Manual that fell apart, and I had to put in page protectors. And because it isn't a page protector, probably the focus and glare are going to be issues here. Add that to the shakiness in my hand with this handheld camera. Once again, I apologize for the quality of any videos that I make you suffer through. But hey, I'm just one guy. I'm just one dude. Anyway, Yeah, Ogre Mage. Does it say anything about Ogre Mage? Because it says Oni right here. Demonic ogres, blah blah blah. They have green or dark blue skin or whatever. Short ivory horns protruding from their forehead. It shows that under his cloak right there. Now, I chose that miniature that I just happened to have lying around with a random box of toys or in some miniatures and stuff. I chose that miniature because it actually looks like a lot like this picture. He is wearing pants. He's got a cape, no shirt. He's got, like, I swear that miniature was basically made to look exactly like this guy. But it's not. That's like 2003 or something like that. And back then would have been like in the days of this book, perhaps. Magical ogres. It says right there. Magical ogres. So the Ogre Mage is the Oni. Yeah. So they qualified as a large creature. Doesn't tell the exact height. Maybe it does up in the flavor text. Yeah, they got 19 strength, which is pretty good. Pretty good saving throws. They have dark vision, high passive perception. Yeah, their spell saves are kind of low. 13, which is okay, I guess. You don't want to kill everybody outright, but you can. So at will, they can cast darkness, invisibility. So they could just poof out of existence. Well, I mean, they're still there, but you can't see them. Charm person, cone a cold, gaseous form, and sleep. Yeah, their weapon attacks are magical. They regain 10 hit points at the start of their turn. When they start, well, it says average 110. I'd probably juice it up. Just because I love them and I want them to stay around on the board and do all their cool stuff. So they make 2 attacks with claws or glaive. And then it can change shape. So they don't really need to use polymorph because they can just do it as an action. So an Oni would be a good creature, I think, to sort of ambush the party. Maybe they'd hunt them, you know? Yeah, why would he? He wouldn't be scared. He'd take them all on. Blast them all with his cone of cold. Or chop you up with his glaive. Or he can claw you. Or he could put you to sleep. Or he could just GTFO, go invisible, or gaseous. Get old gaseous on you. I've played these guys against these guys. I've played them in campaigns of my own design. And yeah, they're sneaky. They hit hard. They got crazy spells. Sometimes, though, you got to be careful that they don't get too cocky with an Oni, because if he throws himself right into the mix, then they're going to cut him up pretty bad, even with that regeneration. But luckily, it's not like a troll's regeneration, where if they do fire damage, they can't. Oh my god, did I just spit? I just revealed the secret of trolls. Oh my god, if I ever make a troll show, just forget you saw that, okay? Or that you heard that. Yeah, so I think the Oni is a really good creature for you to use against any adventuring party, really. Maybe not low level. You might want to save it till they're at least like 4th level. Maybe 3rd. Maybe 3rd. Depends on your party, how big the party is, and how many characters you have, and how many hit points they'll have. What kind of characters are they? They can mess you up. And they're a lot of fun to use in any campaign. As I said, you know, in the video, that they've been around forever. So, like, at least since the first Monster Manual that I know of, when it comes to D&D. Like, of course, in the real world or the real mythology would date back several hundred years, I suppose. Okay, so Oni, like I said, they're a challenging enemy. They're challenging for the DM to use too, because you got to get good at like dealing with surprise and deception, and spell effects, that sort of thing. They'll lure you in, and they will eat you.